As humans, we have a strong need for acceptance and also a really strong fear of rejection. We are not just afraid of people rejecting us, we're also afraid of people rejecting our children based on a lot of other factors like how they study, how they do this. We're afraid of anyone getting rejected for any reason. So we try to safeguard that, and we try to put our kind of fears onto our family, our loved ones, and ask them to do this, do that, live up to this expectation, that expectation, so that you don't let me down, so that you don't let me down in front of the entire society. And we also have this pressure, I've not lived up to my parents' expectations, I think I've let them down, and we start feeling that, oh no, my father's not proud of me, I have to do something to make my father proud of me, to make my mother proud of me. And we have all these pressures on us, driving us to do a lot of things in life. Now today we're going to talk about something very, very important that we may have missed in the entire process of trying to make others proud about ourselves. So here's a story. I was doing my master's in Bombay, and while I went there, the first few days, the first few weeks, obviously settling in period, right? I wasn't very fond of the place. They had strange rules like you're not allowed to charge your mobile phones in your room. Your lights have to be off by 10:30 at night. And I was used to reading at night. I was used to all the freedom and luxuries that I used to get at home. So I found it very weird that suddenly I'm confined to these rules that I don't like, and I didn't like the food. So one day when my mother called to check how am I doing, I told her, Mom, I just don't like this place. I hate it. I don't know why I'm even here. It's just so, I can't put up with this anymore. I can't put up with these rules. I can't put up with this restricted lifestyle. And I started crying. I broke down. I started crying. My mother on the other side, she was listening to me from a far off place. And she heard me out very patiently. And she said, very calmly, she said, Narmada, if you don't like it so much, just come back. It's okay. Just forget about the course, just come back. If you're so unhappy, I don't want you to be there being that unhappy about it. I was shocked. I said, what? What are you saying? Everybody in the world knows that I've come here to do my master's. I can't possibly just quit and come back. We've declared to the whole world that I'm coming here for master's. What will everybody think of me? And my mother laughed and she said, Narmada, don't kid yourself. No one has the time and patience to sit and talk about you and me all their lives. Maximum they're going to talk about you for a day or two or max a month. They all have their respective lives to get on with. So nobody is going to spend all that time sitting and talking about why you didn't finish your master's or why you came back. So she said, don't give yourself so much of importance. And I was like, yeah, well, that's true. How often do I sit and think about other people anyways? Only in my free time, only if I have nothing else to do. I don't really sit and keep wondering, why is that person not doing this? Why is this person not doing this? So why would somebody else even bother that much to think about me and my choices that I've made in my life? And I thought, yeah, true that. But you know what? At that moment, when I was feeling the pressure, when my mother said those few words saying, it's okay if you don't like it so much, just leave it and come back, I felt so relieved. I was like, as if a big mountain of load has been lifted off my head. I didn't feel the pressure anymore. You won't believe, after that conversation, I actually landed up being there for 2 full years, finishing my master's in style and coming back. But with my free will. I did not do it under a pressure that my father or my mother or somebody else will be let down by my decisions of not doing it. I did it knowing fully that whether I do it or not, my father and mother are not basing all of their reputation and happiness based on my actions. They want my happiness more than anything else. Knowing that gave me a lot of power, a lot of freedom to make my choices for the sake of making the choices, not because I have to impress on somebody else. And that relief, was so powerful. It actually helped me come out of my master's with flying colors. Oftentimes we put up pressure on our kids, on our spouses, on our family, on our friends. How can you do this? You've let me down. You have to do like this. You have to be like this. Society has a norm. You have to fit into this. You have to become a doctor or an engineer or an actor. If you're not this, you're nothing else. Now, when we put these pressures on people, the undue pressures, most people grow up believing that their responsibility is to keep up the reputation of somebody else. We are not here to keep up anybody else's reputation. We are here to do what's right. We are here to fulfill our purpose. We are here to do what makes sense. not just to keep up somebody else's reputation for the sake of a reputation. What is the point of living a miserable life thinking that you've done somebody proud? Instead, be proud of yourself, do something that you really believe in, and you'll notice that sooner than later, everybody around will turn around and see the kind of difference that you're making. It is very important to believe what you're doing, to believe in what you're doing, because that's where the conviction with what you do, that's what gives you the courage to wake up every morning and continue to do what you're doing. So let's not give these kind of undue pressures to people around us. No one is here to fulfill my expectations or keep up my reputation. My reputation is only based on my actions and my words and nothing else. I have to give each individual the freedom to make their choices, not put a sword on their neck saying, if you don't do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, that will happen. If you have to say something to somebody, say it because it will add something to their life. It will bring them some good and help them see that, if you really believe so. But leave them the choice to finally decide whether or not to take it. Let people choose what's good for them. The more you give them the freedom, trust me, humanity on the whole is going to start making much better decisions than they have ever made when they get this pressure off their head that they have to do something to please someone or to make somebody else proud of them. Be proud of them anyway. What matters to you is a person's happiness. Let them know that, because when somebody knows that all you care for is their happiness, they're going to do the right things, and they're also going to be equally concerned about your happiness. They will do the right things any which ways. It is important for us to trust. So wishing you a lot of peace and a little lesser of expectations and a little more of acceptance towards people. Make sure you're loving and caring towards each other and to yourself too. So take care. This is Narmada Rao, psychologist and NLP trainer from Master Yourself Academy, signing out. Bye-bye.